I think I beat it. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday to you. I hope you all are doing well. I pray that your families are doing well, and I pray that everyone is is blessed despite everything that is going on. And we are going to be touching on that for today. Again, I just hope and pray that everybody is doing well. We have started a series called Fundamentals of Math. And what I've been doing for my English classes, I have been giving them the fundamentals of math, which is just the basic foundational groundwork for the advanced math that they will be, using for and practicing on for their math GED exam. But I wanted to take a break from that for a moment, and we will jump back into the fundamentals of math tomorrow for my English class. Today, I really just wanted to have a very quick discussion about the current events that's been happening, everything that's been going on. Again, when we have discussions about current events, hot topics, things that are happening in our nation, in our world, and around the world, it brings on different perspectives. It brings on a great dialogue, and it can help us formulate our thoughts better, and which means we can become better writers. Okay, so that's what I want to do today. And your assignment is simply going to be writing a paragraph on your thoughts and feelings about what's been happening. And that's the reason why we're going to have a discussion about it today. And this video will really, this class really will not be long today, because I want to make sure that the class has time to write their paragraphs and to do the assignment and to turn it into me via email by noon today. Okay. So again, give your honest reactions on what you feel and how you feel about everything that we are getting ready to talk about today. Okay. Again, for anyone that's watching this playback video, this assignment is due by noon today via email. Okay. So my hope is to have this video done by within the next 20 minutes, have it uploaded so that way you all can have time to listen to the video, listen to the discussion, and then you can have an opportunity to type your paragraph and email it to me. Okay. Again, if you do not have my email address at this point in the game, tisk, shame on you. Okay. Please make sure that you get in contact with me so I can get you that information. Okay. Um, so we're just going to go ahead and get started. Last week, in case anyone hasn't been watching the news, I understand some people, with everything that has been going on with Auntie Rona and Uncle Virus, I do understand that some people take a social media break, they take a news break, they just are tired of hearing about the same thing over and over and over again. So some people just break away from what is happening on the outside world. And I can understand that, because listening to those types of things, it will take a mental toll on you. It really will. And that's the thing. You want to make sure that your mental is protected. You want to make sure that your spirit is protected. You want to make sure that your emotional buckets are filled and not being depleted. So sometimes we do have to take a break from certain things so that way we can rejuvenate our minds and rejuvenate our spirits, and we can get back into a place of balance. But anyway, last week, it has been a lot of uproar. It's been a lot of things happening. Starting with in Minneapolis, Minnesota, 46-year-old African-American man, George Floyd, was detained and arrested, but unfortunately, a police officer by the name of Derek Chauvin, I don't know if I'm even saying it right, he used excessive force on George Floyd, and as we all know, George Floyd ends up dying because of the excessive force that was used. It has now been said that he has been charged with manslaughter, and I think it was another charge that he has. Also, the police officers who sat and watched him and did absolutely nothing to, to make the situation any better. They are looking into charging them as well. This outrage has caused the nation to go from peaceful protesting to now riots. Even in Atlanta, on I think it was on either Friday, if I'm not mistaken, Friday and Saturday. It started off as a peaceful protest, and unfortunately, it turned into a riot. Now, I will say this: there is a difference between, of course, a peaceful protest and rioting. Um, and it didn't turn out that way in Atlanta. So much so that the mayor of Atlanta, Keisha Lance Bottoms, she enforced a curfew for the city of Atlanta, and it was lifted this morning. So we are going to continue to stay tuned to find out whether or not she is going to extend that extend the curfew. Um, and at this point, I just wanted to, for anyone that's watching this as a playback video, I just wanted to give you some information on what's happening. This is not only happening in Atlanta. This has happened in Philadelphia. This has happened in New York. They are rioting in a lot of major cities. I believe Chicago, they were rioting. I believe, well, I know definitely in Minneapolis, Minnesota, they went from a peaceful protest again to a outrage, an outcry of of a riot. I know San Diego, they did a peaceful protest. And there was some other cities around the world as well. And again, this is not only affecting America, this is also affecting around the world. So you have other countries that are peacefully protesting about the inhumane and unjust and wrongful death of George Floyd. And again, this goes back to other African American men and women who have been unjustly killed or unjustly harmed. Okay, I want to be very mindful of the wording that I'm using. Because again, I want to be respectful and I want to try to keep it as simple, short, and sweet as possible. Okay, so now I want to open the floor to my students that are here. I just want to know what are your feelings, what are your thoughts about what you have been seeing, what you've been hearing. Have you been having conversations with your family about this? So I want to start. Well, anybody can jump in. Okay. Ooh, that water was really good. Okay, so Brittany, I'll start with you. What are your feelings and what are your thoughts as it relates to um what has been happening? How has it been making you feel? Brittany, are you still with us? Okay. 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 I'm not quite sure if my students hear me. I'm not quite sure if they can hear me. Okay. Okay. Uh-oh. Oops. Okay. All right. Okay. So just I wanted to have a conversation with my students. I'm not quite sure if they can hear me. I'm not quite sure if they are on. I see that I have two people that are on. So please, I want to hear your thoughts. So take yourselves off mute at this time, and I want to hear your thoughts on how you feel about everything that's been happening so far with the from the peaceful protesting to the riots to what are your thoughts? Okay. Okay. Well, I'm going to express how I feel, and then after that, I am going to open the floor again for any final thoughts. Um, it is very disheartening when these types of things happen, simply because America is called by a lot of other countries the land of the free. Unfortunately, for some people, so for most of the minorities in America, that's not the case. Um, and I'm just going to say this because I don't want to get too deep, and plus it's kind of too early, but I don't want to get too deep. Basically, what they did, in my opinion, was wrong. I feel it was inhumane and it was unjust and it was unfair. It was quite disheartening. Um, to me, because although I do not have any children, I don't have any sons. I do have a brother whom I've talked about in my classes, whom I'm very close to, who I love dearly. Of course, I have a father. He's, up in age, but he's still alive and well. And I have uncles and I have younger, cousins, and I have godsons and, nephews. So for me, this definitely hits home simply because I pray that they do not become a hashtag. I pray that they do not become a statistic or the next um, person that is succumbed to this type of inhumanity. My prayers is that we can continue to fight the good fight and come up with a solution to this problem. Okay. I will say that although I am in agreement with how angry, because I was very angry um, this weekend with all the things that were happening, I do feel, however, that rioting is not the answer. When we riot and when we um, you know, when we do those types of activities, when we you basically vandalize buildings and when we burn cars and when we, bust out windows and break windows and do those types of things, it is very disheartening because, again, we are not only hurting that particular franchise, and of course the argument is, well, they have insurance, so they're okay, which is fine. They do have, company insurance, store insurance, where they can just, replace everything and rebuild everything, and that's fine. However, what you must understand is that the communities are being impacted. Okay. And because all of these riots and things are happening, that means the communities are destroyed. That means we won't have a place to go and purchase these items and support, you know, the community. Because when we go to our local grocery store and when we go to, supporting entrepreneurs and supporting other businesses, they are a part of our community. And when we riot, when we vandalize, when we break things, and when we do things out of anger and disgust, we are actually hurting the community. So, again, I am praying for a better way. I'm praying for a better solution because, again, I understand we are tired. Some people have said peaceful protests are not working. So now we have to become violent and become vandals and, those types of things. We have to do something to make our point. And again, some people would argue and be like, yeah, I'm all for it. Other people would say, no, there has to be a better solution. Me, I am one of those people. I am angry. I am upset. And I am fed up with how my African American brothers and sisters are being treated. But I know that there is a better solution, and it starts with having a conversation. So I want to encourage you all, if you are watching this playback video, I want to encourage you to have a conversation with your family. If you have sons, if you have brothers, if you have, just anybody, have a conversation with them, and let's try to find a solution. Let's try to figure out a better way to get our point across without, without damaging goods and damaging the community and hurting one another. Because again, when we do these types of things, we are hurting not only the communities that we live in and where we serve, but we're hurting our children. We're hurting their children, the future. So I just want to encourage you to find a solution with this, because this is a serious problem, and it all starts with us. Okay, it definitely starts with us, and I'm going to end it like this. On my social media platforms, I have been very vocal about how I've been feeling as it relates to um, everything that's been happening from George Floyd to Breonna Taylor to Ahmaud Arbery and so many others that have senselessly lost their lives for no reason, actually. Okay. Um, If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. So take a stand for what is right. I want to encourage you, take a stand for what is right. Not only make the difference, but be the difference. That's very important. And there are a lot of things that you can do starting within yourself to be that change agent and to become that change agent so you can stand on the front lines fighting the good fight. So again, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And that's very important to me. So even if you stand alone, stand for the right. That's very, very important. Okay. So now I'm going to again give my students the opportunity to voice their thoughts and their feelings, to speak their minds. I'm going to give them maybe 2-3 minutes if they would like to say anything. If you have nothing to say, just say, Ms. Hampton, I have nothing to say. But please respond as we are recording. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and again reiterate the assignment. This is going to be a writing assignment, and your assignment is simply going to just write a paragraph on your thoughts and feelings on what has been happening. You can discuss how the riots have made you feel. If you want to do a compare contrast on different cities, on peaceful protesting versus the riots. Again, some cities have been peacefully protesting. Others, such as unfortunately Atlanta, started off as a peaceful protest, but then it ended with the riot. So that is your writing assignment. I need for this to be typed, and I need for you to turn this in to me by noon today, so that way you can receive your credit for today. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the screen share. And do I have any questions? Wow, I mean, hmm. And I'm not vain, y'all. My hair is just, acting funny. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end our class session for today, simply because I want to make sure that you all have the time to rewatch the video and to do the assignment. Okay. So if you have any questions, please feel free to text. Please feel free to email me if you have any questions, but this assignment is due by noon today. Okay. So if there is nothing else, if you have nothing else to say, I'm going to go ahead and have this video uploaded to my channel so that way you all can watch it. Okay. Again, thank you for joining me. And for anyone that's watching the playback videos, I thank you for your support as well. Please make sure that you do the assignments. The assignments are very beneficial to your practice for preparing you for the GED exams. Okay, so again, very important, and you making sure that you are doing those assignments that are assigned to you. They have purpose, and I'm doing this not for busy work, but this is to help you prepare for the real test. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and edit this video and so I can get it uploaded for you all. Okay, so remember, your assignment is due by noon today. Hopefully I will have this up by 10 o'clock, or at least maybe 9:45 at the earliest, I hope. Okay, so thank you all so much for joining me this morning. And tomorrow we are going to jump back into our fundamentals of mathematics videos, and we will be um, finishing that up until my last day, which will be June 11th. Okay. So, again, I appreciate you all. Thank you so very much. And I love you. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. And I will see you all on tomorrow, God willing. All right. Oh, bye. I forgot to do my little